Hello lovely viewers, and welcome to my The Bold and the Beautiful News official YouTube channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribers button and give this video a thumbs up. Stop everything you're doing because the wedding of the year is about to explode into a scandal no one saw coming. Just when Ridge thought he'd finally found peace with Taylor, Eric Forrester comes crashing into the celebration with a jaw-dropping revelation that sends shockwaves through the Forrester family and the entire Los Angeles fashion scene. Taylor has a secret, a husband in Europe. Yes, you read that right. She's still married. And now, Ridge is standing at the altar with a woman who might not even be legally available. Is this the end of Tridge before they even begin again, the Forrester estate, wedding prep or wedding panic? Everything was supposed to be perfect. The gardens were blooming. The guests were arriving. Brooke was fuming, of course, but even she had to admit Taylor looked stunning in her champagne-colored gown. Ridge stood tall, tuxedo crisp, hair brushed back just the way Stephanie used to love. But just when the harpist played the first notes and Carter was clearing his throat to officiate, Eric rushed in through the garden doors, out of breath, face pale. Everyone froze. And then he said it. Ridge, stop. You can't marry her. She's married already, in Europe. Gasps. Screams. Brooke's smirk. Steffi's confusion. Thomas's denial. The guests turned toward Taylor, who suddenly looked like she might collapse. How Eric found out, the European letter. Rewind 72 hours. Eric was in his office, rummaging through Taylor's travel portfolio to find photos for a wedding montage. Instead, he found a certified letter from Marseille, France, addressed to Dr. Taylor Hayes Forrester. It wasn't recent. It was dated 18 months ago but unopened. Curiosity got the better of him. The letter was from Jean-Claude Moreau, a renowned French psychologist and Taylor's husband. The letter stated clearly, I have not signed the annulment. We remain legally bound in France. I have tried to reach you many times. If you marry again, it will be considered bigamy. Eric nearly dropped his martini. Taylor had gone to Europe after her last breakup with Ridge and had apparently found solace, and perhaps recklessness, with Jean-Claude. But she never completed the process to annul the marriage. Brooke's reaction, told you so. The smile on Brooke's face as the chaos erupted? Unforgettable. She whispered to Donna, he should have picked me, again. And she wasn't wrong. She'd tried to warn Ridge that something didn't add up about Taylor's time in Europe. The meditative retreats. The closed-off cell phone. The mystery man who was just a colleague. Brooke took this moment to march right up to Ridge and lay it all out. You always run back to her thinking she's your safe place. But look, Ridge. She's been lying. To you. To your children. To all of us. And the worst part? Ridge didn't deny it. He just stared at Taylor like he didn't know who she was. Flashbacks to France, what really happened with Jean-Claude. Cue the flashback montage, French vineyards, candlelit dinners, whirlwind kisses by the Eiffel Tower. Taylor was a woman rediscovering her passion, far away from the Ridgebrook drama. Jean-Claude was charming, mysterious, and wildly intelligent. They married in a drunken ceremony in Nice, but when Taylor sobered up, she panicked. She fled back to Los Angeles, promising to get the annulment, but she never did. Taylor's voice cracked as she explained to Ridge. It wasn't love. It was a mistake. I didn't think it mattered anymore. But Ridge was furious. You didn't think it mattered that you were married to another man? Steffi and Thomas, divided loyalties. Steffi was reeling. Her mother, her rock, had betrayed everything they stood for. Thomas tried to play peacemaker, insisting it was just a legal formality. Dad, you love her. She loves you. Don't let this ruin everything. But Steffi was less forgiving. She confronted Taylor behind closed doors. You told me to live with integrity. To be honest. And you've been hiding a husband? Taylor collapsed in tears. For once, she had no defense. Just shame. Brooke's shocking decision, does she take Ridge back? With the wedding called off, Ridge wandered the estate like a ghost. The guests were gone. The cake uneaten. Taylor had locked herself in a room upstairs. And Brooke? She found Ridge in the garden, holding his vows. She whispered, "You don't need to be alone." He looked at her, long and hard. "Are you saying what I think you're saying?" "I'm saying, maybe it was always supposed to be us." But Brooke wasn't done. She wasn't going to let Ridge walk back into her arms so easily. "You need to decide, Ridge." "Not because she lied. But because you know the truth, about us." Eric faces fallout. Eric's bombshell saved his son from an illegal marriage, but it didn't win him any favors with Steffi or Thomas. They accused him of sabotaging the wedding out of loyalty to Brooke. Eric stood firm. The truth matters. Even when it hurts. Later, Eric privately admitted to Donna. "Part of me hoped this would happen. Because I couldn't watch Ridge make the same mistake again. But that confession may come back to haunt him when Taylor sues for defamation, or worse, files a countersuit against Forrester Creations for emotional distress." Taylor's escape, running back to France? Taylor disappeared hours after the wedding debacle. She booked a last-minute flight to Paris, leaving behind a handwritten note for Ridge. "I'm sorry I wasn't honest. I still love you, but I need to fix this, and myself." Is she heading back to Jean-Claude? Will she try to annul the marriage for real this time? Or is she running from the truth? Ridge's next move, a shocking proposal? Days passed. Ridge didn't call Brooke. He didn't chase Taylor. He instead showed up at Il Giardino and ran into none other than Katie Logan. Sparks flew. She'd been through her own betrayals. She listened without judgment. And then she said, "Maybe the women you've been choosing aren't the ones who can actually see you." Fans won't believe the look Ridge gave her. Could Katie be his next romantic twist? Cliffhanger ending, who is Jean-Claude really? Just when the dust begins to settle, The Bold and the Beautiful drops one more bombshell. An investigative reporter shows up at Forrester with shocking news. Jean-Claude Moreau isn't just Taylor's husband. He's been married 5 times. And he's wanted for fraud in Belgium. Could Taylor be in danger? Is this whole marriage part of a bigger scheme? And did Eric just save Ridge, or doom Taylor? This isn't just a wedding gone wrong, it's a nuclear meltdown of love, lies, and legal chaos. Taylor's European secret has not only shattered her relationship with Ridge, but ignited a domino effect that threatens every Forrester alliance. Brooke's back in power. Eric's in hot water. Ridge is lost. And Taylor? She may never come back from this. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that an operating table death stunner is coming up, so who's getting killed off? Someone's not going to make it, so let's talk about the tragedy ahead. Thanks to Luna Nozawa's wild plan, 3 people are going to need immediate surgery at the sanitarium. There'll be 3 projectile victims, but it looks like only 2 of them will pull through. Sheila Sharp will get shot during a struggle with Luna in the July 7th occasion, so she'll be victim number 1. Still, Luna will continue to make some disturbing moves, indeed after she accidentally shoots her own grandma. Sheila could be a contender when it comes to the fatal outgrowth that's on the way. Will Sheila be the bone? Who dies on the operating table? Of course, we should also talk about the other implicit victims involved. There's a good chance Liam will get shot as well, but he seems fated to live for a couple different reasons. For starters, commodity weird is going on with Grace Buckingham that feels like a rewrite. The show seems to be gearing up for some deception when it comes to Liam's terminal condition. In fact, this firing extremity could be what brings the Verity out in the open. However, she may not be suitable to do that for much longer, if Grace has been remedying Liam and faking the reviews to make him feel worse for some reason. This projectile fire could get further people involved in Liam's care and beget Grace's scheme to deteriorate. Whatever the case, blurted scripts show Liam on the cast list for September occurrences, so he'll still be around by then. However, all signs point to him surviving and hopefully making a full recovery if this inoperable excrescent story is rewritten, if Liam does get shot. There's no word yet on the third projectile victim, but a lot's riding on the answer. It sounds like we're either looking at Sheila getting killed off or the third person who gets operated on. However, Sheila may be a goner. B&B surely would kill Finn over Sheila at this point, if the third victim ends up being someone important like John Finn Finnegan. There's nothing to indicate that Finn will die, especially since we know Ridge Forrester will be rambling around Italy by the end of the month. Ridge wouldn't do that if Steffi was drowning in grief after losing her hubby, nor would he do it if Steffi herself was seriously injured. If the last victim is someone less pivotal like Ms. Dillon or Remy Price, they might be the casualty rather. It all depends on whether the show wants to go big with a deadly Sheila stunner or kill off a throwaway character. However, we know she'll appear in September occurrences along with Liam, if you're allowing Luna herself might be the one to face a grim fate. All signs point to Luna coming out of all this alive, though a fake-out situation is possible if Lee Finnegan gets up to some while. After all, Lee smuggled Finn out of the sanitarium formerly upon a time while pretending he was dead, so that's worth mentioning. Whatever the case, the bold and the beautiful spoilers say someone won't survive their time on the operating table, so stay tuned for updates on who's getting killed off and whether this grim news will stick. Holy guacamole! In Soaps.com's rearmost the bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday, July 7th, through Friday, July 11th, Luna's plot to kill Steffi goes so far off the rails that not one, not two but three people are shot, and by the end of the week, one of them is dead. Read on for the details of Luna's last stage and more. Bold and beautiful spoilers for the week of July 7th. Bold and beautiful spoilers for Monday, July 7th. Finn is surprised by Lee's take on Luna. The only thing that would surprise us would be if Lee was suddenly sympathetic. Someone gets shot during Luna's attempt to execute her satanic scheme. But who's it? Luna, Sheila, or Steffi? Bold and beautiful spoilers for Tuesday, July 8th. Steffi is shocked to hear what Luna reveals and also stunned each over again by what she does next. Steffi's loved bones are each hot on Luna's trail. Let's stopgap Deputy Chief Baker is too. Luna's plan goes amiss, and further people go down. Are we sure this is a late May sweeps? Bold and beautiful spoilers for Wednesday, July 9th. While all hell is breaking loose, Carter promises Hope that he'll be a good stepdad. But, he adds, Liam should stay involved in the Beth's life as long as he can. Lee, Grace, and Bridget get to work in surgery as 3 people have been shot. Bold and beautiful spoilers for Thursday, July 10th. Agad. Someone doesn't survive surgery, but who? A delicate consummation about Liam is made. That doesn't sound like the phenomenon we've been hoping for. Bold and beautiful spoilers for Friday, July 11th. Poppy stands forcefully in her statement, which astonishes Lee. Bill understands why everyone is angry with him, but all he wants to do is see Liam. Given he freed Luna, what he wants may be at the bottom of everyone's list of enterprises. See if you agree with our picks for the stylish and worst of 2025 so far in the below print gallery that covers the first half of the time. 3 gunshots. 1 death. And a hospital operating room that may never recover. The bold and the beautiful is going off the rails in the most electrifying week we've seen in years, and someone's body bag is zipped shut before the week's end. But whose name is on the tag? Sheila? Liam? Finn? Or a fan favorite nobody saw coming? Prepare to be stunned as Luna Nozawa unleashes chaos, and a long-dormant medical conspiracy explodes in the ER. The calm before the carnage, how we got here. Before the bullets started flying, tensions were already sky-high. Luna Nozawa, once the quiet intern with a big heart and beautiful hair, has morphed into a danger to everyone around her. Her obsession with revenge against Steffi Forrester has spiraled beyond redemption. And it all started with a twisted rivalry. Luna believed Steffi had sabotaged her relationship with Will Spencer and poisoned her future at Forrester Creations. A betrayal at Il Giardino. After a drunken confrontation with Sheila Carter, Luna snapped. Poppy's lies catching up. Poppy's silence about Luna's mental health history became deadly. Lee Finnegan's chilling discovery. Lee uncovered suppressed trauma in Luna's records, and was silenced before she could act. Now, with a gun in her hand and hatred in her eyes, Luna is barreling toward the darkest week B&B has aired since Maya Avant's expose in 2015. July 7th, shots fired. Stop this before you ruin everything. Those were Sheila Carter's final words before Luna pulled the trigger, accidentally hitting her own grandmother during a struggle. But the mayhem didn't stop there. Victim Sheila Sharp Carter, shot in the abdomen during a scuffle with Luna. Critical. Victim number 2, Liam Spencer, trying to protect Steffi, Liam gets caught in the crossfire. Victim number 3? The mystery shooter's third target is still under wraps, but rumors swirl. The trauma room floods with blood, screams, and chaos. The Finnegan-Logan Spencer web collapses. Grace Buckingham's deadly secret. For weeks, fans have questioned the strange behavior of Dr. Grace Buckingham. Her diagnosis of Liam Spencer's inoperable brain tumor never quite added up. And now, the truth is poised to surface. Forged scans. Drug test results. Manipulation at the cellular level. Grace didn't just misdiagnose Liam. She orchestrated a fake terminal illness. Why? To keep hope away from Liam and closer to Carter. The hospital shooting draws new eyes onto Liam's medical file, and Bridget Forrester's eagle-eyed scrutiny is about to unravel Grace's conspiracy. Who's dying on the operating table? By midweek, July 9th, 3 bodies lie on surgical beds. Lee Finnegan, Grace Buckingham, and Bridget Forrester are racing against time. But spoilers tease a harrowing realization. Someone doesn't survive surgery. Let's assess the odds. Skull Sheila Carter, 70% chance of death. Her time on the show has been dwindling. She took the bullet meant for Steffi. It would be a dramatic, redemptive exit. Brain Liam Spencer, 10% chance of death. Still filming in September. Grace's deception story needs closure. Spoilers hint he might wake up to his real diagnosis. Broken heart John Finn Finnegan, 5% chance. Steffi's world would collapse. No signs Ridge or Steffi are grieving later this summer. Finn is a survivor, especially after being shot last year. Direct hit Ms. Dillon or Remy Price, 90% chance if they're the third. Minor characters equals cannon fodder. Could serve as collateral damage. Their deaths wouldn't require major rewrites. July 10th, fatal surgery confirmed. The July 10th episode reveals a confirmed death on the operating table. And the emotional fallout begins. Lee breaks down. Grace panics. Bridget makes a horrifying discovery: Liam's scans were fake all along. That revelation overshadows the funeral prep. Everyone wants to know, who died? Ridge Forrester's Italy escape, a clue? Ridge jets off to Italy by July 28th. That tells us one thing. Steffi's not in mourning. Finn isn't dead. Steffi isn't seriously injured. So what does that leave us with? Sheila Carter's death, most likely. Or a minor character. Ridge's decision to leave Los Angeles also hints that the true fallout will revolve around Liam, Hope, and Carter, not the Forrester core. Luna's fake-out death? Some fans speculate that Luna Nozawa might fake her death to escape prosecution. That's not out of the question, especially with Lee and Poppy involved. Lee once hid Finn's body. Could she do it again with Luna? Or will Luna turn herself in to spare further bloodshed? One wild theory? Sheila lives, and smuggles Luna out of town herself in a twisted show of love. Soap gods, make it happen. Carter, Hope, and the new love triangle. In the background of all this gore and gunfire, love blossoms? Yes, Carter Walton tells Hope he's ready to be Beth's stepdad. But there's one wrinkle. Liam, now exposed as healthy, wants his family back. A new triangle forms. Right arrow Carter, safe and sexy. Right arrow Liam, dangerous and familiar. Right arrow Hope, torn and traumatized. The aftermath, July 11th and beyond. By Friday, July 11th, the dust settles, but the scars remain. Poppy is ostracized. Bill is blamed for Luna's release. Liam awakens with questions and rage. Hope makes a shocking choice between the two men who define her past and future. As the town prepares for a funeral, Sheila's name looms large. And Deputy Chief Baker gears up for a massive arrest. Theories, twists and spoilers ahead. Let's wrap up with what to expect through the rest of July. Sheila's funeral? Not guaranteed. We've been burned before. Luna in hiding or mental hospital? 50-50 odds. Grace exposed in August. A possible Brooke and Ridge double wedding twist on the horizon. New villain teased in September, Remy's sister?